Hi, my name is Ashlyn and I'm on a journey to own a mortgage-free home in the next 5 years. I wanted to share my 8 tips today for sticking to your budget. But before we get into that topic, if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'm trying to get to 150 subscribers and I'm super close. So please subscribe if you haven't already, give this video a like, and let's jump into it. So these tips are really in no particular order. So as far as importance, I think they're all pretty important when it comes to really being able to stick to a budget. The first one is to be realistic. When you're setting a budget, it's important to know at least roughly what your monthly spending already is in each category. For example, if your groceries usually cost you $400 a month, it's probably best not to put $100 into your budget for groceries during the month. You can always bring it down a little bit, but I always think it's best to start with just little increments of lowering that budget so that you're not jumping into something that you won't be able to afford, setting that really low. Next is to make it easy. It's always best to think ahead and set yourself up for success. We are both working right now. We have a toddler, I'm pregnant, and the last thing that I want to do when I get home during the week is make dinner. And this is the category that I think I have the hardest time not overspending in, eating out. So when I'm putting in the prep beforehand, maybe making the more time-consuming parts of a meal like the meat on the weekends, then I'm much more likely to be able to just throw something together really quickly during the week and not feel like I need to go through a drive-through or something and overspend in my eating out category. Next is to pay yourself first. And I don't mean your splurge or your fun money, I mean your savings. If you're putting away the money that is budgeted towards savings first, and you know that you're not allowed to take that money back out of that account, you're way more likely to stick to your budget because you don't have that wiggle room there to take from your savings and put towards something else. This was a mistake that we made a lot when we first started budgeting. Our savings was the last thing to come out every month, and there really wasn't a whole lot left because we didn't have the structure there to actually make sure that that money was there to put into savings. So if you do it first, it's definitely going to be there. Next is to track your spending throughout the month. I like to look at my budget at least every other day, if not daily, because it keeps it top of mind where I'm at in my budget. If you are just creating your budget at the beginning of the month and then not looking at it again until the end of the month, then you're really likely to be overspending in probably every category because you don't really know where you're at, you're just guessing. So if you're constantly looking at that and tracking that spending, then you're gonna have more success. This next one is a big one, and it's taken me years to really make any progress in, but that's to learn how to differentiate between wants and needs. This is really hard because we're really good at convincing ourselves that we have to have an item. So this is one that I think I'm going to be working on for the rest of forever. But a good way to practice this is to do a no spend month. And if you're not quite there, then even just starting with a no spend week is great because it helps you figure out the things that are things you're actually going to need and can't live without, and the things that you just want and can just not buy. And it helps you to get creative in finding different ways to get those things that you need rather than spending money on them. 7th is to revamp your budget monthly. There's always going to be something different that comes up every month, whether that's a holiday or car maintenance that's going to happen, maybe there's a birthday party, all of that sort of thing. Your monthly spending is going to look at least a little bit different every month, so don't try to get away with having the exact same budget every month because you'll be setting yourself up for failure. The last thing is to just believe in yourself. Believe that you can stick to your budget. This takes a lot of work and practice, and it's not about being perfect right at the start. It took me probably 2 years of budgeting to really even figure out how to actually budget and be successful with it, and sticking to it has taken even longer, and we are still never going to be perfect with sticking to the budget that we set at the beginning of the month. But Our confidence and our ability to stick to it has grown over the years and the months that we've put in the work into sticking to our budget. So I believe in you. If you believe in yourself, that confidence is going to grow and you are going to get better. Just remember that it's more about progress than it is about perfection. Those are all the tips that I have for sticking to a budget. If you have any, I would love to hear them. There's always things that I need to improve on with sticking to my budget, so I would love to hear any tips that you have in that area. And if you liked this video, then I think you'll like this video that I have linked on the screen right now, and I'll see you again next week for another video. Bye!